You're really excited this episode.
I'm super excited.
I can tell.
I also had a lot of coffee, and I'm like freaking out a little.
Right.
Stay tuned when I max out my freak out. Well, I'm Matt.
And I'm Carter.
And welcome back to an episode of It's Kind of a Gray Area.
Yes. Thanks for joining us again. Glad to see you guys here. A few familiar faces, a couple of new ones here. Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Steve, welcome back. Greg, Chris, Chad. You guys in the back, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It's just so nice to see everyone. Balcony suite really filled up tonight.
I know. We really sold out.
So we have a shade today, which I'm excited to talk about. I feel like I have personally been preparing for this.
Like your whole life.
With like majority of my life, especially
Gotcha.
my teenage and college years, especially college years. I watched a lot of documentaries and a lot of videos and research and like all this
Photo
stuff.
evidence.
Yeah, it was-
Real life accounts.
Yes, for Bigfoot.
Why are you pointing at me? I'm not Bigfoot.
For
I don't know who
Bigfoot.
told you that, but it's not true.
Bigfoot might be closer to us than you think.
I mean, if I were Bigfoot, I think it would be pretty. I'm not.
So I'm a big fan of Bigfoot. Not I don't like keychains and like a bumper sticker or something. Like,
Right.
You know, I wish I was Sasquatch or something like that.
Is that a bumper sticker? That
I'm sure that's out
I
there.
thought people wanted to find him. People want to be Bigfoot.
Yeah, probably.
All the women want to be with him, and all the men want to be him.
So the shade is, should we hunt Bigfoot? My opinion is, come on, give the guy a break.
Right.
But also, like, I mean, he's hiding from a bunch of Americans. We're gonna find him.
Do you think he's out there?
I do. 100%.
I want to believe.
Okay, Mulder.
Right.
Like,
how is it possible this much time has passed, and there have been reports of Bigfoot-like creatures for a very long amount of time?
yeah.
So, yeah, I want to believe, but it seems a little far-fetched. But at the same time, people thought that the platypus was made up. I mean, they thought that it was something like people like stitched together different animal parts to make it, and that it wasn't like a real thing, like jackalopes are real.
Yeah.
They thought it was fake, but eventually they found live platypus, and that proved it.
Platypi.
Yeah, platypi. Platypi.
Platypi.
It's a funny word.
Super weird.
So there's been animals throughout history that have gone largely undiscovered. So it's within the realm of possibility. It seems like a bit of a stretch, but I really want to believe.
So during this episode, I am going to convince you that Bigfoot is real.
Gotcha. What about Sasquatch?
That's part of it too.
Gotcha.
Cousin, but still the same thing.
Right.
Here we go. In college, I saw a...
Bigfoot?
No. Gosh darn it, I wish I did. Even if I told you I did, that couldn't prove anything.
Right.
All right, but I saw an episode of Destination Truth, which one of my favorite shows in college. So fun to watch. Didn't really often find much, but it's all about the journey.
Right.
So one of their episodes, one or two, they went after the elusive Bigfoot. All right, and they found the classic footprints.
Right.
Okay. Which is like, you know, maybe. They were there like an hour before, and those tracks weren't there. But then, because what they did was they went from one mountain to the other. And when they were on this mountain, they looked back and they saw a thermal imaging.
Right.
All right. And they checked and like all their guys were there. And they went over and it ran away.
Right.
And so they found the whole trail, which why don't you just follow the trail of big feet? But
Yeah, you would think.
you would think it's like...
I don't know if I'd want to end up back at like wherever big. Would it be like a cave?
I don't know. He's never invited me over.
Yeah.
But they also found a chunk of hair on that tree, which was like rough bark. And they brought it to a lab and had it analyzed. And they said, well, we don't know where you got this. Like, oh, well, this is where we got this. Watch the episode. It's like, it's not out yet. But
You're really excited this episode.
I'm super excited.
I can tell.
I also had a lot of coffee and I'm like freaking out a little.
Right.
Stay tuned when I max out my freak out. Max out my freak out. Title episode. Band name dibs. I don't know where I'm going with this. Here we go.
You were right.
I'm not okay. So, calm it down a little. We're gonna bring it down. I'm in the moment. So they analyzed the hair, And the scientists said, all right, well, I can tell you it comes from a large mammal, ape-like creature.
Sure.
Okay. That is undocumented.
So he's here illegally.
And stands, yes, and stands at least, I think it was like 7 feet tall or something because of the weight of the impression that was from the foot. So you freaking tell me what else science could tell you that would say it is a Bigfoot.
You know what I would love is if someone found evidence of Bigfoot, or found what they considered to be evidence of Bigfoot, out in the middle of the woods somewhere in like Washington State, and they bring it into a lab to get tested, and they bring it back and they're like, well, turns out it's not Bigfoot. You're like, okay, it's the Loch Ness Monster. Wait, what? I don't get it either. But it's the Loch Ness Monster. You found proof of the Loch Ness Monster in the forest.
I believe in it too, by the way.
You think they've ever met?
I like to think that, like, on holidays,
they have like a little convention for all the
all the mythical creatures. Not
mythical cryptozoology cryptids.
The cryptids. I don't really like to be called that.
The crypts.
Ooh, no.
Anyway,
back to the shade.
Right.
Should we hunt him? Like, hunt.
Right. Going real quick, though. I want to because you went into your
I've talked this entire time, please.
Your long history and relationship with Bigfoot.
Yes.
I, too, have had a certain fear of Bigfoot ever since I was a small child.
Oh.
Growing up, my grandparents' house was out in the countryside in like a very wooded area. Mm-hmm. And there was this kid that lived around there I used to hang out with from time to time. And he was a little bit older than me, so, you know, this was back before people watched YouTube all the time, or kids were just streaming Fortnite 24/7. So you used to, like, sit around and tell each other scary stories, or, like, urban legends and stuff like that.
Yeah, instead of watching people tell other people's stories.
Right. Like you guys.
Yeah. Self-burn?
To them.
To them?
Not you, Chad. Anyway, he used to tell me these things about Bigfoot that would terrify me because I would be spending the night at my grandparents' out in the woods where Bigfoot could just be running around. I mean, there were bears and wolves and other animals out there, so adding Bigfoot to the list wasn't too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
Especially to a 6-year-old boy. And so he used to tell me this stuff about how, like, Bigfoot would, like flip people's cars over in the middle of the night, and you'd come outside and your car was upside down, or how he would
Bigfoot.
Right? I have to get to work.
I don't have Bigfoot insurance.
Who else but Sasquatch? So I wouldn't want to hunt Bigfoot because that's not a fight I think I could win.
No, I would feel like he's hunting me back.
But there's the famous 1967 footage from Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. You all know this, maybe not by that term, but it's the footage where he's like walking by the river like this. And he's like,
was he like dabbing?
Yeah, basically. That's what it looks like. He's kind of walking along and he's like, that for a second.
Did I leave my keys back? Oh, no. I got them right here.
I didn't notice you there. Well, hello.
Have you seen my big feet?
Right. So there is evidence out there that it might be true. There's some, live accounts. If you do think he's real, should you be hunting him? And we're not talking about hunting for evidence, like you go out and collect fibers or footprints or photo evidence or videos, anything like that. We're talking about the people who load up, grab a cage, and drive out into the woods to try to shoot and kill or capture at whatever cost.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I'm going to say no. Probably because animals have rights.
Right.
All right. Not the same rights as we do.
Sure.
We eat them. And then some of them eat us. So it all evens out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Bigfoot has pretty much close to the same rights that we have. But I will say, in Washington State, it is illegal to hunt Bigfoot.
Like, they actually have that on the books.
That is written down in the books. They're like, everyone's hunting Bigfoot in Washington State. Guys, stop hunting Bigfoot. All right, it's illegal. It's illegal.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm against this. I would love to have some hardcore evidence. So maybe a captured Bigfoot, because that is the only way that this would be put to rest, is if you bring in a live Bigfoot.
I think we can just both safely say that it is not okay to hunt Bigfoot.
Right.
But we also would love to hear from you guys. Have you seen Bigfoot? Should you hunt him?
And do you think he exists?
Yeah.
That's your homework for the week.
That seems fair. Right. All right, so you're the Bigfoot hunting party.
Right.
And I am the leave him the frick alone.
Right.
Party.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Let's do this.
And I promise I will not do karate chop this time. Unless the universe forces me. I didn't mean to do that last time.
Right.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I feel like I default on paper so often.
I was expecting you to go to paper.
Gosh darn
because I
it.
figured you would be trying not to do the karate
I
chop.
was.
So you would focus on getting the paper right.
That's exactly what happened.
Right.
That was literally my entire thought process for like the whole 7 seconds.
Oh no.
We hang out too much.
That means you can hunt Bigfoot. I always win when I don't want to win.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? In Texas, yeah. No, it's universal.
Yeah, it is the universe.
So on Mars, you can hunt Bigfoot.
Bigfoot are fair game, but only during Bigfoot season.
I will say, if Bigfoot is fair game, then you are also fair game to Bigfoot.
Yeah, fair is fair.
In defense. Yep.
Well, I feel like this was a very invigorating discussion.
Yeah.
I
I feel so awake right now.
I feel a little bit more tipped towards the Bigfoot side of things. Should we go Bigfoot hunting sometime?
I would love to go Bigfoot hunting. I think when this show gets a little bigger, we'll end up going back, and I want to actually physically do some of the shades that we talked about.
Yeah, me too. Let us know if you guys would be into that. Us going Bigfoot hunting.
Yeah.
I think that would be a pretty cool episode to do.
Yeah, I mean, if we get enough interest, I'm totally up for that.
Sure. But moving on to the Would You Rather section of the show.
Yep.
It is my turn to present.
Okay.
So, would you rather never be allowed to see another movie again for the rest of your life?
Sucks, all right.
Or never be allowed to see a single episode or multiple episodes of any TV show for the rest of your life?
Ooh, so I get either movies or TV shows.
Not both. And this is a tough one because if you go movies, then you don't get to watch Stranger Things. But if you go TV, you don't get to watch Endgame.
I think I will, for my official answer, say I would watch series. Because I'd have a lot more content.
Yeah.
So much more. And then you can get sucked into the story and just go for 10 seasons with friends or Star Trek.
Yeah.
And so Community and so on and so forth. It would be fantastic.
That's a real tough one for me, too. Giving up TV shows would be a lot of heartbreak because you get really connected to those characters.
You do, yeah.
So to never be able to watch The Office again or Community or Stranger Things or just any of those other, thousands of amazing TV shows that exist, that would be really rough because you get more emotionally attached to those characters.
Yep.
I think that... You're right, there's a lot more content, and I just get really connected to characters in TV shows in a way that I don't with movies.
You have more time invested, and there's just more of the journey.
Exactly. So yeah, I would say TV.
All right, we're in agreement. That's always fun.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm good with just wrapping it up there.
Yeah, if you insist.
I insist. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
Always knock before entering a lion's den.
Ring the notification bell.
Stretch before you work out.
And make sure you drink 8 cups of water every hour to stay well hydrated.
Very hydrated.
And as always,
IKAGA. Yep.